1月25号晚，神韵巡回艺术团在美国北卡罗来纳州夏洛特市贝尔克剧院的首场演出，各界精英慕名前来，带来剧场爆满的盛况。美国财富500强企业高管赞叹神韵演员技艺高超难以企及。
Yeah, it would be extremely difficult to surpass the quality of this performance.
Yeah, I've been here many times, and this is one of my favorite shows.
亨特先生曾在美国财富500强企业威达信集团担任商业风险经理，他盛赞神韵演出精彩纷呈。
It's extraordinary. I mean, the choreography and the way you synchronize so many people on the stage at one time. It's I mean, I'm really enjoying this a lot.
It's breathtaking. It's beautiful. It's fun to watch. And the graphics are amazing, where they have the screen where it changes.
格里雷先生是跨国药物公司格里马克的高管，他几年前就想来看神韵演出，今天终于如愿以偿。
We actually saw the advertisements when we lived in Miami, and so we came, and the synchronization and the colors are beautiful, the music's outstanding, and the storyline is wonderful. So it's just been a great evening so far.
格里雷先生对神韵展现的精神内涵深有感触。
I do think it has a very spiritual and uplifting message of peace and hope and harmony, and striving to develop and hope for a better world.
在财富500强企业洛克威尔自动化公司担任高级顾问的巴特里先生非常珍惜看神韵演出的机会。
I noticed the athleticism, the grace, the colors, the uniforms, the costumes, and the backdrop is amazing. I could see the divine being and the inspiration that comes from the play. It's very evident.
观众表示不要错过神韵演出。
If you haven't seen it, you're missing something.
新唐人记者泽林、岳雷，美国北卡州夏洛特报道。
Loved it. Beautiful color, incredible talent. Impressed.
I loved every moment of it. Loved every moment of it. My favorite was they were dressed in blue dresses and the clouds were coming up. That was one of my favorites. Yeah, I loved it.
房地产公司经理约翰·麦克里蒙夫妇认为，神韵传递的信息具有普世意义。
We're all created by God is what I believe, and these people have immense talent, and they're just beautiful, respectful, artistic. I just think that came from our Creator.
We're all so much alike. All of us so much alike. And this made that come through. I thought the message was we're all universally so much alike. All of us, no matter where we're born or no matter where we live, we are all so much more alike than we are different. And I like that. It was a very positive message.
Very spiritual.
Positive.
Very spiritual. Yeah.
大通银行审计师迪亚茨先生喜欢中华传统文化，他表示神韵展现出中华文化的根本。
And I love the culture of China, and I love everything about it. It's just absolutely wonderful. Again, goes with the culture that I say, the spiritualness of China, the artistry that brings out, the Shenyun brings out. Really, absolutely outstanding.
新唐人记者泽林、岳磊，美国北卡州夏洛特报道。
It's incredible. I mean, the grace, and I'm just blown away. It's really something. The grace, just the movements, and I was surprised how expressive hands can be. You know, as part of the whole thing, it's just remarkable. I'm here with my wife and daughter, and we're just having a great time.
Fantastic. Love the movements. Love the colors. We're really enjoying the show.
富国银行执行副总裁查尔斯·库尔布勒斯先生表示，优雅的神韵演出令他深受启发。
This is very graceful. I really enjoy it. Very interested in seeing the culture and very inspired by it. Yeah.
艺术工作者乔内迪拉诺称赞神韵是世界上最好的演出，带给他艺术创作的灵感。
I think this has been one of the best shows that I ever seen. in theaters in New York, Miami, Chicago, all over the world. And I was blessed to know that it was undertone, spiritual. And I think people get that art can be a bridge to bring spirit and religion again into our lives, and this is a good opportunity.
Well, I mean, obviously there's a story about us, Earth, and the divine. And I did not realize what the title of the show stood for. I thought that was an interesting narration, how they brought that up.
新唐人记者泽林月磊，美国北卡夏洛特市报道。
1月25号晚，神韵北美艺术团在德州达拉斯进行了第13场演出。无论是演出的音乐、舞蹈、故事情节，还有精神内涵，都让观众赞不绝口。
Oh, it was beautiful. Some of it was just breathtaking, and there's some comedy, and it was just the costumes and the showmanship was just wonderful.
It was just very captivating. The storylines behind it and the narration really helped in explaining the performances at the time. It was interesting how they used the back picture and incorporated that into the dance as well.
The music was beautiful, and the orchestra was perfect, and the piano playing, and I was noticing all of the different instruments, and I noticed there was a lot of flute, a lot of violin. There was just this beautiful orchestration, and I think that the conductor is doing a fabulous job.
Because each dance was different. Each dance brought in a different aspect and a different emotion and a different design. It was I don't know how to explain it other than just you'd have to see it for yourself.
Cindy Klingenpil 女士也很喜欢演出的精神内涵。
Yeah, I thought it was great. The highlighting of what's in heaven and the opening the gates to heaven, as well as just all of the celestial bodies that are out there and the ability to, float and think outside of just what we have here in our physical beings. I thought that was really interesting.
新唐人记者站德州达拉斯报道。
The performance was so beautiful and so moving, and it truly spoke to my heart because being an artist, I especially saw the stories about art and beauty as being part of my life. The use of color and costume and even the backdrop animation was as beautifully and artistically done as anything I've ever seen. It made me want to go back and paint some more. It wanted me to do more of my work and give of myself the way that this performance gave to me.
I guess it's a one of a kind, something that it was neat to experience.
最让观众感动的是演出传递着普世共通的美好讯息。
I think it's a beautiful, beautiful spiritual message, and I think it's universal. I think if you look at any belief and any spiritual journey from any culture, they all tell the same message, that of love.
Going back to the basics, of spirituality and helping those around us. So it's definitely a great lesson for all of us to learn from.
The Creator is a universal, beautiful message, a positive message, and I think that that's more important now than it's ever been before. I think right now there are sad, terrible times happening to so many people. So to share with all people around the world the knowledge and the love that the Creator will help us. That's a message that this has to share with everyone, and I'm so grateful to have heard it today.
新唐人记者站德州达拉斯报道。
I thought it was amazing. I thought the orchestra was amazing, costumes were amazing, and the performers were great.
It's very good for the imagination. I think it brings out a lot of childlike laughter. The Chinese culture seems to have a lot of innocence and a lot of creativity.
The performers were beautiful and so talented. exceptionally talented, and the orchestra phenomenal.
神韵独创的演员与动态天幕之间的互动，让观众大开眼界。
I thought that was really cool, the way that they left the stage and then would go up in the animation. I thought it really gave a visual to the show that was really unique.
神韵演出不仅是一场视听飨宴，更给观众带来心灵的启迪。
Oh, absolutely spectacular. I mean, just on point. All together, it was just absolutely stunning. Very inspiring, yes, uplifting. I had a smile on my face the whole entire time. Yeah, great show.
I thought that they were very inspirational and uplifting. I think that I just liked that the message that it was conveying about, doing, the right things.
新唐人记者站德州达拉斯报道。
周日下午，美国神韵北美艺术团在德州达拉斯的第16场，也是最后一场演出圆满落幕。雷麦金尼先生在观赏了演出后，觉得自己找到了真正的珍宝。
Obviously, they put a lot of work and effort into it, and it appears they actually enjoy it. But like I said, the color, it's different. It's not what a normal American would think to see. So, and that's part of the enjoyment of it. It's seeing culture. It's seeing. I do travel around a lot of the United States. I do travel to Europe occasionally, but so I enjoy seeing new things, and this is definitely new. Beautiful. The music's beautiful. Like I said, we just came back from Europe. We did a 2-week anniversary tour. We saw several concerts, and it's an amazing concert. So we're really enjoying it.
Ray McCanny 先生曾经是2008年共和党初选中的美国总统候选人，并在2010年竞选众议员。他喜欢演出中讲到的中国历史和相关故事。
So here in Texas, we think things that are 200 years old are very old. In China, that's probably relatively new. China has thousands of years of culture, so it's very impressive history. The prison scene that was very emotional. That was I actually cried a little bit. So that was hard to watch, but it was important to watch.
McCanny 先生希望人们不要错过观赏演出的机会。
I'm glad we came. It's something that I think people should see. It's people that haven't seen the show are missing something. It's just you have no idea the little gems that are out there in the world until you explore and see the gems. And this is truly a gem.
新唐人记者站德州达拉斯报道。
It was wonderful.
That was really cool.
Yes.
The gracefulness just astounded me.
The history, the culture, the many centuries, you get connected.
A lot of energy, a lot of beauty. It was really fantastic the way they mixed the media, the film and the background with the dancers on stage. It was a lot of fun.
I feel more connected to the earliest times of our history. I appreciate the way they've shared with us. I'm surprised that they can't do it in China. Oh, many stories touch hearts, videos and connecting people to technology was surprising, and the colors and the art were beautiful. I think especially touching were themes of stories.
Matlack 先生和舒麦克牧师认为，神韵所展示的精神内涵令人思考：人类从哪里来，向何处去，生命的意义何在。
There were stories of redemption. There were stories of hope. There were stories of good and evil, and it was just a lot of fun.
Spirituality was really important, and still is very important today. Why? I think that's what life's all about. And connecting to the spirit.
I think it's always important to see where our histories, where we came from, to understand where we may be going. It just gives you a big appreciation for different cultures and times, and that was kind of interesting. I'd never seen dance like this, and so for me it was enlightening. It was a lot of fun.
新唐人记者婉莹、陈雷，美国堪萨斯州堪萨斯市采访报道。
absolutely beautiful. The dancers were exquisite and the stories were amazing.
It's absolutely incredible. The story told throughout the dance and by the singers was breathtaking.
To watch the Chinese history and the stories of the ballet and ancient Chinese dancing was wonderful to see, and the way it was explained throughout was really beautiful and wonderful. And then the final, we even said we can't wait to talk about it in the car afterward.
波彻夫妇表示，要跟孩子们分享这个呈现了道德与关爱的故事。
It was neat to see the commonality between the cultures. So, as ancient as Chinese culture is, 5,000 years old, you can see the continuity of the stories across European stories, across the American stories, about morality, about care, about love, and how that triumphs over evil. And you saw that come true at the end.
The finale was wonderful and brought in modern day reality to ancient culture as well, and we wish our kids had seen it, unfortunately, because they too are living obviously with the phones in their faces, and so it was really amazing, truly beautiful.
新唐人记者婉莹、陈雷，美国密苏里州堪萨斯城采访报道。
And it was just an amazing journey through China that we hadn't really experienced before. So it was a wonderful thing to come up and see. So we're really happy that we traveled 2 hours to come see it, and we're really happy we did.
Yeah, it was a great show. Wonderful to learn about the culture, and they talked about all different parts of it, and to see the different types of dance. It was wonderful.
And expressing some of the freedoms that we hold really dear, that we wish that they could also show in China. So it was a blessing to be able to be here and see it today. So thank you.
Robin Wood 医生夫妇都被演出中所表现的不畏磨难、坚定信仰的精神深深感动。
The scene where the mother and daughter were praying in the park, and that they were torn apart and then brought back together, I think that held a lot to us too, because we hold our religion very dear to us, and so to see others suffering for theirs really hit home for us too. So
wonderful culture of China, but also to know that there is oppression and things there that they go through, but the expression that they showed here was just wonderful.
And it's very universal. The love for family, the love for dance, the love for culture, the love for singing, all of it brings all of us together. So it was a pleasure to be here today. We were speaking of that how in 1 to 2 generations, if it's not held up, if it's not shown, if it's not expressed and shared with others, it can be lost. And so it was important for us to be here today.
Yeah, that's, even some in the American culture, we've lost some of what we've had in the past. So it's wonderful to see that's being held on for in the Chinese culture. So.
Throughout the world too, that this isn't the only one that's going, that I didn't realize that it was going throughout the world too. So it's been a really pleasure to be here today.
新唐人美中记者站美国密苏里州堪萨斯城采访报道。
神韵环球艺术团近日在美国密苏里州堪萨斯城考夫曼表演艺术中心的演出，无论是重现历史的辉煌、传统的古老文明，还是现实题材，都令观众由衷感佩。
It's great. It's great. Very entertaining. Very athletic performers.
Yeah, the stories are so fun. Very interesting to understand more of the Chinese culture.
I think it was the second to last performance about the lady practicing her faith was pretty interesting. That seemed a little bit more pointed than some of the other pieces. Some definitely seem more like fun and lighthearted, like the restaurant scene.
华裔放射学医生苏珊·超从神韵演出中欣喜地看到了从未见识过的中华文化。找到了自己的根。
I like the fact that they're bringing back things that you don't see now. Is people, most people, I probably have never seen anything like this. So it was very enjoyable.
I thought it was interesting to see, I guess, back in history a little bit and see a different culture, stories that we're maybe not so familiar with here, and exposure to a different historical context.
Everybody sort of needs to have something to have roots from. And so that's where we get our roots. You know, my dad sort of taught us about certain things, but we never really saw it being in the States. And so it's sort of nice to sort of see this and see what what culture was like. That culture was like. You know, it's like any nationality. They all have their own traditions, and it's nice to see them and understand them, because I think that way you understand other people.
It's a little bit too bad that it has to only be performed here in the United States, but it's tremendously enjoyable to be able to see today. So.
新唐人记者婉莹、陈雷，美国密苏里州堪萨斯城采访报道。